Chosen Vessels, what's the deal? It's your main man Druuill, and I'm back at you with another video. Let's discuss it. This is what we're here to talk about today. I want to let you know something about you while you're on your journey and working hard towards your goals and everything that you want to be and that you want to do. If they don't see the version of yourself you'd like them to see, don't worry. Keep working on you. People aren't going to see what you see in yourself every single time. Sometimes there are going to just be some things that you see about yourself that other people refuse to see, turn a blind eye to, or it's just not on their radar. But either way, that's not something that you can let affect you. All right. You can't let the fact that people may not see the good that you're doing for yourself or others or in general, you can't let that bother you. If people don't see it, don't let them see it. Only thing you need to focus on is that you know that you are putting in effort in your life. Okay? You know that you're making changes. You may have been somewhere yesterday that you're not there today. And congratulations on that. Pat yourself on the back. But one thing I will tell you is that you don't need anybody to know that. You don't need anybody to know that you're moving in the right direction. All they are going to do is talk about it and look for ways to see how you're not doing that whenever you aren't doing that. Because one thing I've noticed about people is this: when you're down, people will want to talk to you. They'll want to have all the conversations in the world. But when you're doing good, people will run from you. And people only want to talk to you to have a negative conversation. Because if people are so wrapped up into your business, and they're so wrapped up into what you're doing and how your life is going, they know when things aren't going well. So that's when they want to come up, talk to you, and ask you questions they already know the answer to. How's that going? You know somebody situation is a little rocky right now. Why are you asking them that? And it's like people want to put you in people want to put you in an uncompromising situation. They want to put you in a little state of irritation and frustration. But the only reason they're bothering you is because you're bothering them. Even in your lower state, you're still better than these people. And that's the one thing that is hard for them to comprehend. So they see it, but they may not see everything that you're doing, okay? And you don't need them to. You don't need people to know that you're taking steps to improve your life. You don't need people to know that you just did something that's going to help you move in the right direction, something that's going to change your life. You don't need them to know that, because they'll probably they'll use that against you too. So the more you keep to yourself, the better. Even if you're doing phenomenal, you don't need people to know, because all they're going to do is go talk about that. They're like, people will talk about anything that you do, whether it's good, whether it's bad. I don't know if you know this or not yet, but people are going to have something to say about it. So I mean, it is what it is. It's like you try to do your best, and they look at it from a point of you trying to meet their standards. It's like, I don't need to meet your standards. I don't need to please you. What are you looking? Why are you trying to look down on me because of where I'm at in life? Like, don't allow people to look down on you, and don't feel the pressure of other people trying to put pressure on you because you don't meet their standards. If somebody has a set of standards for their life, that's great. But outside looking in, nobody should try to place standards on your life. If you're going through something, if something in your life isn't there, or if you're not doing something that other people feel that you're supposed to be doing, then shame on them. They need to just focus on them, especially if they don't have anything to do with what you're doing. Well, why aren't you doing this? Or why don't you have this? Or why don't you got this together? I'm going to get those things together. What you need to do is focus on you and mind your business. Why are you so focused on somebody else and somebody else's life and what they're doing for themselves? You know? And that's the one thing that I really can't grasp. It's like, why are they so worried about what you're doing? Shouldn't they be focused on what they're doing? But that's the whole thing about them trying to control other people. They want people to tell them their business. They want to pressure people into doing stuff that they don't feel like doing. Like, miserable people will pressure you into being miserable. Why aren't you doing that? Why aren't you doing that? And then you end up doing what they tell you to do just so they'll either leave you alone, or just because maybe they guilt tripped you into feeling guilty because you're not where you should be, and you're like, you know what, man, maybe I should go do something. But you're on God's timing for your life. Okay, other people don't know what the hell they're doing with their life. So when you're on God's time, you're going to be moving a little different. You're going to be moving on faith. Things may be moving how they're moving for you. That may be fast, that may be slow, but God's timing will always be there. All right. Don't allow other people outside looking in to look at your life and make you think that their grass is greener. Oh, I've got this and I've got that. That's wonderful. God is working some things out for me in my life. I don't need you to know that. I don't need you to see that. I'm working things out in my life. I don't need you to know that. I don't need you to see that. But people are just so nosy, and they're so into your business, they just have to know what you're doing. All right, they have to know, well, why doesn't he have this, or why doesn't she have that, or, well, that doesn't make sense to me because I have it and they don't, and why don't they have it? And it's just like they don't know what to do with their mind. They don't know how to think, so they're left at what's the word I'm looking for? They're left at the mercy of paying attention to everybody else and worrying about what everybody else is doing, all because they don't choose to focus on themselves. And it's like, I don't understand how they can even maintain the things that they have by putting so much focus into other people, because that's it already takes a lot of time and energy to make sure you're straight. I don't have time and energy to be focusing on what other folks are doing. And they want you to get upset. They want you to be frustrated. All right. They're upset because they have to do things that you don't. They are in a position that you're not. Okay. They may be struggling and they see you not struggling, but still they see you staying afloat without having to do everything that they have to do. They got this going on, they got this going on, they got that going on. You don't have to do any of that. Why? Because you're a child of the Most High, and God blessed you. No matter what situation you go through, you're always going to have. No matter what situation you go through, you're always going to be all right. So it's like when other people are outside looking in and they see you on God's time, they're going to be like, oh, well, why aren't you doing this, or why aren't you doing that? It's because I'm on God's time. You need to mind your business. All right. When you're on God's time, things are going to move for you how they move. You ever realize that when you rush something, it never works out? Or you ever realize when you don't trust your gut, or when you don't trust your intuition, it never works out? A lot of the times you forget that you're trusting your intuition. So you're going to move when God tells you to move. You're trusting your intuition. You're going to move when the spirit tells you to move. You're going to trust your spirit. You're going to trust God, because no matter what, if you force something, it's not going to work. If the universe doesn't want it for you, if God doesn't want it for you, it's not going to work. So you're supposed to be doing whatever it is that God wants you to do. You're not supposed to be doing things because other people are pressuring you into it. You're not supposed to be doing things because society is telling everybody to go do this. Okay, you're not supposed to be doing things because you think it's the norm. You think it's, if you don't do this, you're gonna be bad, or if you don't do this, you think you're not gonna have a good life. You're not gonna go anywhere in life. You should feel bad about yourself. You should feel like you have no worth. Okay, you should definitely feel that you have worth. Everybody levels up at different times. Some people level up early, some people level up a little slower. But as long as you're working towards your goals, you shouldn't really care what anybody else has to say. Like, people are just so nosy, they want to know what you're doing. So what they're trying to do by constantly hitting you with the same questions, constantly trying to force you into conversations, they're trying to peer in onto your life. They're trying to pressure you into giving them information about you, what you're doing, what's going on with your situation with your this, what's going on with your situation with your that. They're just so nosy, they have to know. They're like, okay, this person could pretty much see what's going on with me. I need to know what's going on with them. I need to know what this person is up to. I need to know what this person is doing. And it's all about them wanting to have control over your life. These people want to talk about you with other people. They want to act like they know you. Oh yeah, I know him. He does this, that, and the other. People love to talk. People love to have something to say. People love to gossip. Okay, it's all within that realm, you know. And when you don't gossip, when you're not interested in that, when you use your energy for higher vibrational things, You don't focus on stuff like that. And it blows your mind. It's like, yo, how could people use their time for gossiping, worrying about other people? And it's like, I got this version of myself that I see that I don't need you to see. So you could gossip about me, you could talk about me all you want, but as long as I see it, I don't need you to see it. You don't have to see that I'm great, because I see that I'm great. I do things to make sure that I'm great. And when I look in the mirror, I could be like, you know what? I was great today. For the work that I put in today, I was great. I don't need you to see it. I don't need her to see it. I don't need them to see it. Only person that I even care sees it is God. Okay. And God's the only one that's going to know whether you're doing what you're supposed to do or whether you're not doing what you're supposed to do. That's between you and God. And if you're not doing what you're supposed to do and you tell yourself you are, you're lying to yourself. And if you want to change your life and do what you're supposed to do, it's simple. You just start. Just start doing what you're supposed to do. All right. You do not need other people to see it. You don't need their confirmation. You don't need their admiration. You don't need their validation. Okay. You don't need anything from anybody. Only thing you need to do is get started and get going. All right. The satisfaction that you get at the end of the day from working on yourself and putting in as much hours for you as you would for a job will supersede anything anybody could say about you. Okay. It's going to start to show that you're putting a lot of work into yourself. All right. You can't hide success. So when you put work into yourself, people could see that. Just like people could see if a person is laying around not doing anything, being a bum, people will sense that energy on you. Like, yo, this person's just a couch potato. They're not doing anything. They're not improving themselves. They're not working towards any goals in life. This person is just being, you know what I'm saying? And hey, sometimes you got to go through that. Sometimes God brings people through that. I'm not downing anyone, but we're just making a comparison. You could tell when people are, and that's not even bad. Somebody may be going through something. Somebody may be working through something. You never know. But just for the sake of doing things, you could tell when somebody's doing things and when somebody is not. So you don't need people's validation. You don't need people to say, hey, I see you. You don't need that. All you have to do is make sure that you do what you're supposed to do every day. You work towards that. You take one more step towards it. You take one more step closer so you can get one more step ahead. All right, with what you want to be, with what you want to do, and with what you want to have. You keep working on you. All right, you don't need them to see the best version of you. Only person that needs to see the best version of you is you, because you're the only person that could be your best version. All right. And half the time when you become your best version, people are going to purposely choose to ignore it. So they may just be purposely ignoring it. They probably see, not probably, if you're leveling up and becoming your greatest version, people see that. People see you becoming your greatest version. They'll turn to the left and turn to the right and act like it don't exist, just for this to save their ego, and so they don't have insecurities. But people see you leveling up. Even if it don't look like much, even if it don't seem like much, people see you leveling up. They notice something different about you that changed from last month to this month. People could tell when you're filling your mind with information. Your facial expression changes. Your How you feel about yourself changes. Your self identity will change when you start to learn certain things. You'll carry yourself different. All right, your swag, how you walk, how you talk. All right, you won't have time for certain things. You won't want to waste your time. You'll be on a set schedule, and um you just won't have time for the same stuff anymore. And the less time you have for like people, like those forced interactions, people trying to get into your life, nosy people, that's when they'll start going hard, because people are going to get that information. They're going to find out what you do, where you go, how you do it, who you're doing it with, when you do it. Like, that's when you have the people that start following you and stuff like that, because they are so desperate to figure out what it is that you're up to. What are you doing? They know something mysterious about you, and they want to figure it out. Okay. But you keep doing you. You don't worry about the people following you. Don't worry about the people watching you. Don't worry about any of that. All right. They're trying to figure out what's so special about you. They don't understand that it's God. They don't understand that it's your greatness. Okay. They don't understand that you're pure of heart. They don't understand that God has his hand on your life. They're trying to see what's so special about you, but they don't know it's God. Okay. So they're going to have to keep looking. They're going to have to keep watching, and we just going to keep being special. All they're going to see is that we're special and they're not. So if that's what they want to soak up all this specialness and all this wonderfulness and all this greatness, let them. Okay, let them get tickets to the show. Give them some tickets, free tickets to the show. All right, and you keep working on yourself and you keep becoming successful. All right, because whoever gets the most attention, that's who gets the most money. Because attention is one of the new currencies, just like happiness. So don't let them steal your happiness. Just know they're giving you attention because you're rich. Okay, you are rich and almighty powerful in Jesus' name. So I want to thank everybody for watching this video. I want to thank everybody for hitting that like button. It helps the video get out. It helps the video reach a wider audience, and it helps me get spread out farther throughout the algorithm. And want to thank everybody for hitting that subscribe button. It helps the numbers go up, and it helps increase the amount of attention to the channel so we can get this good message out to all the people that believe in God and that believe in good and that deserve to hear a good, righteous message. I want to thank everybody for watching this video. I'll see everybody in the next video. This has been another DruTube special, and you already know. Shout out to the chosen vessels. We out, y'all.